Vanakkam. We are move on to the second tool used for calculation of scheme returns is investor returns. This investor returns is comprises of two subdivided methodology. One is total returns and next one is the other compounded returns. So before that, we should understand what is meant by investor returns. If the investor invested at the NAV and redeemed his investments at the NAV, then the scheme returns for that period will be equal to the investor returns for the same holding period. The point is to be here. It's very simple. When the investor maintain his investment only for one particular year, then the return of investor in scheme is equal to the simple return of the other investments, because simple return is calculated for the 1 year. Whereas when the investor keeps his investment for multiple number of years, then the simple return will not be equal with the investor returns. It may be either low or may be high. And for that calculation, we are using the other tool that's called total returns as well as in the compounded returns. Usually, the investor can invest his investment in two ways. One is at the NFO stage, that is new fund offer stage. That is first time the scheme is introduced in the market while you are purchasing on that period, which is called NFO, new fund offer. It is always the face value. Depend upon the scheme, it is changed from 10 rupees to at somewhat in multiples. The second option is purchase the units either in open-ended scheme or closed-ended scheme in market, that is called NAV basis. Previously, we had a discussion regarding about what is mean by NAV, how the NAVs are calculated. Here, one more time, I will be interested on insisting on how the NAV is calculated. Is market to market basis. Fund accountant is there. Their role is to be very simple to calculate the mutual fund assets value movement day by day. Based on that one, the NAV is calculated. Whenever you are going for investment in mutual fund, there are two type of loads are there. One is entry load and next one is the exit load. Currently, entry loads are not permitted, is totally abolished by SEBI and AMFI, whereas exit load is available. So what is exit load? It is nothing but when you are going to be redeem your units. That means surrendering your units with a mutual fund company at the presented NAV value, what you are going to realize that is going to compared with the investment of that particular units. The different is called as the exit load. If I am going to redeem it, my units at 15 rupees and the purchase price is 14.7.5 means the difference is called the exit load. For that exit load is also SEBI has regulation. SEBI permit exit load up to 7% of NAV. In practice, the load is much lower, which means more than 7% of NAV should not be charged as the exit load. That exit load is also only charged at the time of less period, which means less than a year you are going to be redeem your units, then exit load will be available. It is levied. When it is more than a year, exit load is exempted from their calculation. This structure of calculation is called contingent deferred sales load, CDSL. Next, it will be important. Always the investor returns from a scheme for any period will be lower than the scheme returns for the same period to the extent of the load that is charged. That is the technically saying investor return should be not less than the simple return. That is called the exit load. It is very important. Why the understanding investor return is important means it is relatively comparing the number of years and what is the return is earned by the company by means of opening price and what we call next one is the closing price, or maybe the value at the end. We'll move on to the next first type of calculation of investor return is total returns. The total return by means itself, you can understand everything will be included while calculating the return is called the total return. This total return is charged by the company, that means mutual fund company, by two way. One is capital gain or losses method, and next one is a dividend. The total gain or total return may be a positive or negative. It's a very simple formula for using calculation of total return. It is total return equal to open the bracket, n value minus begin value plus dividend divided by begin value multiplied by 100. It is a very simplest formula. In a simple return, we are not adding the dividend. Over here, we are adding the dividend. So, formally saying, while you are going for calculation using the total return method means it is always catchy, which means it will be providing the more return. But technically saying, it is not right. So why it is not right? That's the reason why we are move on to the next one in the investor returns is compound returns. Already I told you in compound total returns you are using the formula for this one, and we are simply taking end value minus begin value plus dividend divided by begin value into multiplied by 100. It is never considered the years. So this calculated outcome or output or return of calculated under total return basis is simply calculated only the open value and close value. But over and above, this investment will not be happen or the return will not be happen all of a sudden. It needs some time. It may be the 4 years, it may be the 5 years, it may be the 6 or 7 somewhat. So it is fair to calculate the return of the investment of the investor is using the compound return. So in the compound return, we are giving the equal weightage to the year as well as the interest. So what is the difference between the compound return and using the simple return? Is very simple. In compound return, whatever the interest or whatever the return earned, again invested in the unit, not to be retrieved. Whereas in simple return, once the return is calculated, that will be credited in the account of investor. So because of this repetition in investment of units, it will make it are called as compounded. This compounded technique is popularly named as CAGR. Already we have discussed in the previous slide, compounded annual growth rate. A very catchy word. It will be giving the real impact. While we are going for the CAGR, we are taking the return also one factor, plus time is also the another factor that will provide the real picture about whether the investment is made it in general or not. So again, what is the difference between simple return and compound return means? The simple interest rate return is calculated for less than a year. If any investments more than a year, generally it will go for a compound return because we are giving the weightage for the time is also. While you are going for compound return, the idea of compound return means the return earned is again invested in the unit because of the reason it is compounding, that is adding the value again and again in the simple unit. It will provide the more return to the investor. In this slide, we had a discussion regarding about investor returns. So what is mean by investor return? And what is mean by what are the two types of calculation of investor return: total return and compounded returns. Total return using the formula of end value minus begin value plus dividend divided by begin value into 100, which mean whatever the opening price and the closing price of the particular investor plus declared dividend will be altogether taken the consideration, and then say this will be the return of the particular scheme. Whereas it not be right, because of the reason we are using there the compound returns. That compound returns will provide there the real fact about how it is giving the real fact. Mean this compound return formula using rate as well as, that is return as well as the time, or in rate plus the time. So both will be combined together, and using because of this technology and methodology, it will provide the more return to the public. Nandri.